and wishes to vote? Thank you. Members, I now wish to announce the results as received. The votes cast 23. Yes votes that who voted for the yes 23. No votes 0. Abstain 0. Total number of valid votes cast 23. Members and the threshold of impeachment of the governor is 2/3. And this case, 2/3 of the total numbers of the County Assembly is 21.1. But there is no half a person. As per the votes cast here, 23. Report on the removal of His Excellency Honorable Kimomi Nyaribo, the Governor of Nyamira County, from office by way of impeachment has now carried the day. Honorable members, His Excellency Honorable Amos Kimomi Nyaribo, the Governor of Nyamira County, now stands impeached.
And now President William Ruto has emphasized on the urgent need for reforms in the United Nations Security Council to ensure better representation of the current global landscape rather than that of 1945. Speaking at the African Union and European Union Summit in Luanda, Angola, the President urged the international community to respect the dignity of young immigrants, noting that many leave their countries in search of opportunities and not because they enjoy danger.
Continents are bound by geography and destiny. Europe faces a demographic winter. Africa is in the bloom of youth. Europe holds enormous capital, modern technology, and mature institutions. Africa, on the other hand, holds immense natural resources, relentless youth energy, and a large and growing market. Each has what the other needs. Together, we are not two continents facing each other. We are two halves of a single horizon. So let this summit in Luanda be remembered not for prevarication, but for decisions. First, let us show up multilateralism. We are entering an era where great powers are once again drawing lines across the world. But Africa and Europe both know the cost of division. We have no interest in returning to the zero-sum game of global rivalry. We must stand shoulder to shoulder for a rules-based international order that treats every nation with dignity. We must reform the United Nations Security Council to reflect the world as it is today, not as it was in 1945. We must reimagine migration as a bridge of dignity. Our youth are crossing deserts and seas not because they love danger, but because they seek opportunity. The challenge is not migration itself, it is despair. Let us create legal pathways for skilled and unskilled labor alike. Let us recognize qualifications across borders, establish circular migration frameworks, and protect the rights of migrants wherever they go. A nurse from Ghana working in London a Kenyan software engineer in Lisbon. These are not stories of loss. They are threads of shared prosperity. Migration should not drain Africa's talent. It should circulate.
And now in Migori County, the Migori Law Courts, in collaboration with the Judicial Service Commission, have conducted a public participation forum across the South Nyanza region to collect citizens' opinions on how to enhance the delivery of judicial services. During the forum, residents raised major concerns, including limited funding, insufficient staffing, and also the urgent need to establish more courts in each sub-county. DZTV's Lennox Odede tells us more in his report.
The Migori Law Courts Administration, in collaboration with the Judicial Service Commission, has conducted a public participation forum in the South Nyanza region covering Kisii, Homa Bay, Kilgoris and Nyamira. The forum, which was conducted at Poster Grounds in Migori, aimed at collecting public views on how to improve service delivery within the judiciary. Speaking during the exercise, Ann Adwera Onginjo, a High Court judge in Migori, urged the government to increase judicial funding and hire more judicial staff to help reduce the backlog of cases.
You must have heard how many cases that we have, and we are constraining. You know the extent to which Migori County is big. It has only one judge for the High Court and one judge for the Environment and Land Court. We have 8 magistrates who handle cases within this county. That is a drop in the ocean in consideration of the ever-growing population that we have and the many cases that are being registered every day. As you may have heard, High Court now has almost 1,000 cases that are pending. That is waiting for one judge in the High Court to handle. Same to the Environment and Land Court. And we cannot talk about the Magistrates Court. The Magistrates Court in Migori alone is supposed to have 6 magistrates. We have only 4. Out of those 4, one is small claims court.
She further appealed to the political leadership to support efforts to ensure that every sub-county has a court, which will significantly reduce the congestion in existing courts.
We are supposed to have court stations in all the sub-counties, at least 2 magistrates in all the sub-counties, but we just have Migori Court. We have Rongo and Kehancha, which has only 8 magistrates. So that is the reason why we are agitating for, or we are asking that we are given finances that is capable of helping us to discharge our responsibilities as a judiciary. Yeah, so that is what reason, and we are urging the politicians to support it because we don't work for ourselves. We are exercising authority that has been donated to us by the people of Kenya.
She clarified that seeking support from the political leaders will not compromise judicial independence, even in matters involving politicians.
When we tell them to provide funds, maybe from CDF, we are not telling them in my personal capacity, okay? I tell them because they are a representative of the people. Sawa sawa. And if you have a case with a member of parliament, I can assure you that I will look at the law and look at the evidence. Sawa sawa. Yeah, I'm trained to look at the law and look at the evidence and the circumstances of the case.
John Waweru, representing the Finance Department in the Judiciary, stated that the Judiciary requires an overall budget of 45 billion shillings, but currently receives only about 29 billion. He said the shortfall continues to affect service delivery and called on relevant stakeholders to consider providing full funding.
Our overall budget requirement is about 46 billion, and the indicative budget that we have gotten from Treasury at the moment is about 29 billion. Giving us a shortfall of 17 billion shillings, a 38% shortfall. And that will go a long way to affect all our services and planned service delivery mechanisms that we have laid ahead. So when we say we have a deficit, it comes to affect everything to do with the administration of justice, We need to do infrastructure for courts. We need to enhance our ICT. We need to take care of our staffing and all the requirements that the court requires. And we need to take care of the population that comes to us for services. So that deficit of about 38% is way too high. And that is why we are robbing the parliament and other stakeholders who work in the provision of budgets to the institutions to consider or to look into it.
Lennox Odede reporting for Ndizi TV Africa from Migori County.
And now the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC Chief Executive Officer Marjan Hussein Marjan has affirmed that the commission is fully prepared for Thursday's by-elections, assuring Kenyans of a transparent, fair and credible process. While addressing a multi-agency security meeting in Mbeere North constituency, Marjan confirmed that all logistics and security plans have been completed.
What we want to assure the country is that we want to give them a credible election, and each and every agent, each and every stakeholder has a role to play, including even the youth, the other stakeholders, the observers. They have a responsibility. The youth are the ones who are also going to conduct the elections at the polling stations. They are the ones who are going to give, they identify people, they are going to give ballot papers. They have a stake. The observers are there to ensure that the process actually is credible. It's actually given credence. Police officers are going to be there to make sure that there is security. So there's nothing to worry about. Okay. Everything is going to be okay.
And now in matters education, the Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Migos Ogamba has lauded the Technical University of Kenya for its historic contribution to Kenya's social and economic development. While making his speech at the university's main campus in Nairobi earlier yesterday, Ogamba said the 14th graduation ceremony is a testament to the strength and resilience of higher education institutions in the country that the country have shown so far.
I'm delighted to join you on this truly auspicious occasion of the 14th graduation ceremony of the Technical University of Kenya. This ceremony marks a pivotal moment in the academic calendar of this university, as well as in the lives of each of the graduating students. Graduation represents not just the culmination of years of hard work, dedication and sacrifice, but also the dawn of new opportunities and responsibility. For families and sponsors, this day is a cherished celebration to recognize and honor the immense commitment and self-denial of resources that they have invested to support these students in completing their university programs. Ladies and gentlemen, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to each and every graduate present here today. Congratulations for making it this far. This achievement is concrete evidence of your perseverance, discipline, and relentless pursuit of knowledge. Instead, TUK exemplifies how higher learning institutions can be dynamic partners in social and economic transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, it's well known that TUK, like many public institutions, faces significant financial challenges. The Ministry of Education is proactively collaborating with the National Treasury to address issues arising from the recent industrial matters, including the return to work agreements signed with staff unions. Our ministry, together with the University Council, remains committed to fostering a stable and harmonious working environment to enable TUK to continue delivering on its critical societal.
And now in Nakuru County, a youth group have raised concerns over corruption, saying that it limits their job opportunities and access to fair government recruitment. They called on emerging leaders to protect the interests of the younger generation and to ensure their full participation in national development.
Kuna opportunities za recruitment ya nurses, teachers and police officers. Those positions belongs to who is who in this society. Ni hivyo ama si hivyo? Kama we huna pesa huwezi pata that chance. Kama kuna teacher we uko na chasing number huwezi pata hiyo chance, not unless you unahongana. Nikaa corruption imekuwa devolutionized from kuko juu mpaka uko chini. Kama wewe huna pesa huwezi pata that chance. Unakuta most graduates are maybe wanafanya kazi zenye hata huyo mtu hakusomea. We request you Newton ukuje usimame na sisi.
Vijana wamekosa kazi. Unakuta vijana wameingilia mambo ya kuibia watu. Si kupanda kwao, kukosa kazi. Si ni kweli? Kitu kingine upande wa mama, young mothers. Shida maternity. Takwenda level 5 hii Nakuru uone bana. Shida wa mama wanakuambia watoto wanaibiwa. So maana watoto wamekuwa na shida za kuibiwa. Alafu mnasema SHA inafanyia wapi bana? Ifanye.
Vijana tumesoma, tumefika kila penye taikana, tuko na makaratasi, imekuwa kama ni kalenda kwa nyumba. Itusaidie.
Tunapigana na mambo ya uongozi mbaya, tunapigana na mambo ya ya corruption, na kupitia mtu ambaye anaitwa Dr. Isaac Newton Kiniti ambaye amekuwa akitusaidia mambo ya vitambulisho na mambo ya mambo ya elimu na hata kusaidia wajane.
Isaac oye! Isaac oye! Wapi kelele?
And now residents of Ododa Estate in Suna West Sub-County, Migori County, have voiced strong opposition to government plans to evict them in order to implement an affordable housing project. The residents claim they have legally occupied and developed the land for over 4 decades, with many saying that they purchased the plots and have lived there since. They accuse the government officials of failing to recognize their ownership rights and deliberately frustrating efforts to acquire proper documentation. The community now fears losing their homes and livelihoods, calling on the government to halt the planned evictions and engage them in a fair and transparent dialogue to resolve the land ownership dispute.
Ni kusikitika ya kwamba ati wanasema tunaweza kutoka hapa na bali tunatoka tuende hapa ndio kwetu, ndio tumesekea, wengine wamekufa. Sasa tunashindwa, kama hapa ndio tulijua ni kwetu, tunaambiwa tutoke tuende kwetu wapi na hapa ndio tumesekea. Sasa hakuna mtu anaweza kuniandika kazi, nguvu sina, hata mnaona nimeongeza rungu, sina nguvu hata ya kutembea. Sasa wakati naambiwa kama mimi niondoke, nani ataniandika kazi mzee kama mimi?
Kama wanapenda kutooa, kama wana haki ya kutooa, watooe hapa. Hatutoki.
We gave suggestions because that is part of our parcel, that can be used specifically for that, because again it will change the look and even how the town looks like and everything that comes with the benefits of affordable houses. And therefore that was approved, that specific parcel, so that we can develop that area, and the residents of Migori will use it for affordable houses.
And now elsewhere, over 10,000 athletes from 41 different countries are expected to participate in this year's edition of the Great Chepsaita across the country. Scheduled for December 6th in Tarbo constituency, Uasin Gishu County. Additionally, the event aims to raise education sponsorship support for students from underprivileged families in the region. While speaking to the press, event overseer Farouk Kibet, who inspected the venue, expressed confidence that everything will be ready in time for the run.
Matarajio ya tarehe 6 Disemba saa 12 tumekuwa tayari. Course zote zimekamilika, mpango zinafika mwisho, tunaanza tarehe 2 kuhakikisha kwamba tunatibu watu ambaye tunaita free medical katika sehemu hii. Target yetu ni wale watu 10,000. Zoezi tayari tutaambiwa na waandalizi wa Athletics Kenya mahali wakimbiaji wamefika, lakini kwanza niseme ya kwamba Chepsaita the Great imeandaa huu mbio kwa sababu ya kufunza watoto. Napoongea na nyinyi sasa hivi tumelipa pesa kwa watoto shule 22. Watoto wawili, msichana na kijana. I'm going to sponsor them. Nitawapatia sponsor waende is it called World Cross Country. Itafanyikia wapi? Florida. Mimi mwenyewe personal nitawalipia tiketi na accommodation, wapeleke macho so that waone dunia ingine. Najua kusaliwa Chepsaita is not enough. It's also enough to travel. Na itakuwa furaha yangu kwamba naweza kuenua. Sasa inategemea mtoto huyu atatoka kijiji ama kijiji gani. So nauliza tu watoto, nauliza wale wakimbiaji kwamba muwe tayari, mfanye zoezi iliyokuwa na, because we also need competition. Yeah, tuliona last year Uganda walienda na pesa, Ethiopia wakaenda na pesa. This year ni mawazo yangu kwa Kenya wawe.
And now that brings us to the end of the morning report this morning. My name is Chemutai Kere and my director this morning has been Lucas Oma, and I wish you a happy rest of the day.